NewsNation's Joe Khalil is live on Capitol Hill. And Joe, are there any signs support for Powell is waning among lawmakers?
We're kind of seeing just the opposite here on Capitol Hill, Nichole. The prosecution, or rather, I should say, the investigation into him is not really landing well here. As you would expect, Democrats have said this is an undermining of the independence of the Federal Reserve. But more notably, it's Republicans who more and more now are speaking out publicly about the fact that they are uncomfortable with a criminal probe into the chairman of the Federal Reserve, Jerome Powell. We've been reporting that and talking to Republicans since yesterday. Today, there was another round of people who have, again, publicly this time come forward. The latest among many is Congressman Tom Cole, the chairman of the House Appropriations Committee, longtime serving member and an influential one here on Capitol Hill. Take a listen to what Cole said about the probe into Powell.
I assume Mr. Powell is innocent. It's important to remember he has not been charged with anything. This is an investigation, but it better get over quick. Or I think if there's nothing there, and I would hope and think there is nothing there, then this is destabilizing, and it looks like the Justice Department is being used as a weapon, and I don't want that to ever happen under any administration.
So really not pulling punches there for Tom Cole. Speaker of the House Mike Johnson got questions about this today. He basically deferred and said, look, this is not a matter for Congress. It's a matter for the DOJ. Let's let the investigation play out. And President Trump, you played his comments there. He also posted on Truth Social today another criticism, saying that low inflation numbers means that Jerome too late Powell should cut interest rates meaningfully. So these kinds of statements that President Trump puts out, if it were, and this is a big if it were ever to go to court for Powell and if he has actual court proceedings, these kinds of statements from President Trump certainly would be part of Powell's defense, making the case that President Trump is trying to sort of put some pressure on the Fed to lower rates.
All right, so Joe, meantime, House Republicans right now working on what some are calling the Big Beautiful Bill 2.0. That happening as lawmakers are trying to avoid yet another government shutdown. That would be at the end of this month. So what are you hearing about that?
Yeah, some key Republicans put forward at least a blueprint, a framework for what you might call the Big Beautiful Bill 2.0. It's another reconciliation package. And for those at home, reconciliation, it's a process here on Capitol Hill where the party in power tries to put as many of their big, giant priorities into one bill, as long as those priorities are related in some way to the budget or revenue or taxes. The last time they did this was the Big Beautiful Bill, and it had sweeping reforms for things like our health care. It cuts to Medicaid, Medicare last time, tax cuts, which people may feel this year, and also the fact that DHS and ICE's budget has sort of ballooned, and you're seeing the effects of that now. All of that was possible from the Big Beautiful Bill. So this time around, the Republican Study Committee put forward a blueprint, as well as the chairman of the Budget Committee, Jody Arrington, today. They basically want to increase home ownership, one of their priorities. They want to put the Republican health plan that Speaker Johnson endorsed, sort of an alternative to Obamacare, into this package as well. And they want to do regulatory reform and energy policy priorities. So it is a lot. It's ambitious. The question is going to be whether they can actually get every Republican on board to move forward with it. There are some questions about that. This is what Majority Leader Steve Scalise said just today about it.
There is no consensus yet in our conference. Every member's got ideas. You know, RSC put out some really good ideas that I love. There are some things that didn't make it through with the Working Families tax cut that we'd like to go back to. But at the end of the day, you got to have the votes to pass it. So we're going to be meeting with different cross sections of members to see if there is a coalition to get a reconciliation bill. I'd surely love to do one.
So as the leader there said, very early in that process, but we'll see how that plays out moving forward, Nichole.
All right, Joe Khalil live for us there on Capitol Hill. Thank you.
Thank you for watching. Subscribe below and download our NewsNation app right now on your phone, and you will get fact-based, unbiased news for all Americans.